Look at what I got. Because I got to work in the garage, and that wouldn't even be possible for me to continue through the summer. So, here we go. Let's see what we got. So I grabbed this thing on Amazon. I think it was maybe $150. And these little coolers, they're not the best, but they do make a big difference. Of course, you got to put it right up on you, but they make a big difference, and it's going to help me at least on the cooler days to be in here to make some candles. And like I said, hopefully I'll be getting in a shop soon. I'm trying to find a flex space, which flex space is if someone owns a big warehouse, there's several partners that can share a larger space and make one of the smaller spaces your own. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for. If something comes along, then I'm going to jump on it. But I'm definitely going to need somewhere a lot cooler to store all my stuff, all my wax especially, and somewhere to store all my finished products, because I'm getting too big for the garage and it's getting too hot. Let's fill this thing up. This little thing doesn't do a bad job. All right, so I finally got my shipping debacle all straightened out, and it saved me a lot of time and a lot of money. I ended up going with Pirate Ship, and what Pirate Ship is a third-party company that will go through all the different shipping options. After you put in your information, weight and size, what you're shipping, they'll find you the least expensive shipping option. Well, they'll give you all the options. You can pick the least expensive if that's what you want to go with. So I have my little Dymo printer here. I ordered a new one, a 4x6, because this one prints about 2x3, 2x6. It's not quite big enough. I mean, it'll work. They'll take it. So it'll work for now. And tomorrow I'll be getting in my new label maker, which is a standard 4x6. So while you watch me pack this up, I'll explain to you. So with Pirate Ship, you create an account there, and it'll ask you if you want to export or import, your Shopify or your Etsy, whatever you're working with, whatever platform you're using to sell your products. You can actually import the shipping information right from that website, right from your store. And it'll pop up right on the Pirate Ship screen. You click on it. It'll ask you for the information about size and weight. You'll click it. It'll give you all your options. And you simply print your shipping label and put it right on the box. So after I get my boxes ready here, I'll kind of fill in the bottom with some of my popcorn. And this popcorn is all reused from when I get my stuff. I save it all. I got a big bag of it. It is just cornstarch, so it dissolves in water. It's biodegradable and totally renewable. So I reuse it. Every time I get a shipment, I'll save it, put it in a big bag. This stuff here I ordered on Amazon, and it's a honeycomb cut kind of, I don't know, it's a thick cardboard type paper, but you stretch it out and it becomes a great barrier between your candle and anything that it might come in contact with. So this stuff is a great alternative to bubble wrap, because again, it's recyclable and biodegradable and eco-friendly, and it's also sustainable. So I'll almost forgot to put on my warning label here, that's why you always check your candles before you ship them. I'll pop off the lid, make sure there's nothing in there, make sure everything is nice and clean, and make sure that there's definitely a warning label on there. So what I do is I'll just start in one corner, I'll wrap this, I'll fold the sides in, and by the time I get to the end, the whole thing has a lot of really good padding, and I'd say it's as good as bubble wrap. And when I get to the end here, I bought these stickers from a printer, and I got like 1,000 of them for super cheap. It was like around 20 bucks, definitely under $50. And I'll just secure this honeycomb paper with one of my stickers, and then I'll just place it in the box along with whatever else I'm going to send. In this case, I am sending an extra tart. So I don't really have any melts made up yet. All I have is these tarts. So every time I make a candle, if I have any left over, I'll just fill these little tart cups that I got. And I got a box of those too for super cheap. I think I got them on Amazon. It's probably the cheapest place to get them. But so I'll write on the back what scent it is, because I don't have stickers made up for these. So I'll write on the back what scent it is, and I'll put a little sticker on there, and I'll send that along with my package just as a little thank you for the order. And also, it's great advertising for another fragrance. So it gives the customer a chance to experience another fragrance, but completely free. And I think it's a good little gesture. And as far as making melts go, it's a completely different wax mixture for the melts. This one here is that apricot cream cocoa soy blend, and it's a lot softer. It's got a lot lower melting point. So I'm sure when these get to the customer, they might have to mush them out of there into their melter, but it's free, and and they smell really good. I mean, the throw on them is insane because of the wax. But these definitely should be more of a paraffin blend. Maybe you can use a soy, but I'm still experimenting. So I'll put a little sticker on there as a thank you and put it in there. And also with this wax, your scent isn't going to last as long in a melter as if you're using the correct wax. So I'm definitely experimenting, and definitely will start making some wax melts also. So I'll just pack some of these peanuts on all the sides and try and fill in all the little nooks and crannies and get this thing in there really, really solid. Once I've got it all snugly in here, then I'll add the packing list, the customer's receipt on what they ordered. And then I also made up these cards. And these cards have all the burning instructions on them and some cautionary notes, but mostly burning instructions, because a lot of people don't know how to get the most out of their candle. And when you're purchasing a handcrafted candle, it's generally going to be more expensive than a box store, because you're getting a lot better product, number one. And when you are spending a lot more on a product because you know of its value, then you want to just get the most out of it. So I figure with some instructions, people might learn something that they might not have known about candle burning, and how to trim your wick, and how long to burn the first burn, and what a memory ring is. A lot of people don't even know what a memory ring is. I've already had to replace an order because the candle tunneled, and that's just because the customers, some of them don't know. They blow it out too soon, and once it starts, it's called a memory ring for a reason. It keeps going. So this is the new biodegradable, sustainable, eco-friendly tape I got. And it's got to go through this water roller to activate the adhesive on the other side, which if you don't do it right, man, it gets all over the place. So you got to roll it out, and then you have to quickly place it on your package and make sure that you have everything flat against the package, because if anything's exposed, it's going to stay like that. So you want the adhesive to adhere to the package really well, so that nothing happens on the way from here to there. So I kind of let it sit for a minute, let it dry, and then here's the label from my little printer I already purchased. and I just stick it right on there. And then all we got to do is load it up and head on out to the UPS store. Now, there is an option, which I haven't explored yet, so I don't want to take any chances until I know what I'm doing, but there is an option to have UPS come and pick it up right from your home and deliver it. And I don't know with this Arizona heat if that's okay, so I just decided to go deliver it myself. And plus, it makes me feel good. All right, we are headed to the UPS store, drop off my orders for the day. Feels good. I love doing that. It's weird though. Every time I deliver candles to UPS store, it's like I'm dropping off my kids or something. Anyways, because I work really hard on them. But anyways, I digress. We're going to go to the UPS store. It feels so good to have the shipping debacle straightened out. And now I'm using Pirate Ship, which is so much easier. It scanned through my rates. It finds the best rate, and I can pick the one I want, print my ticket, assign it to the package. And on some packages, I lose money because the shipping rates that I have on my store don't really match the actual shipping rates that are out there. So it would be nice to start actually making some money as a business, but I mean, starting out, it wasn't my intent to have this take over my financial existence, right? I just wanted to be able to keep making candles and keep sharing candles, but at least get some of my costs back. That was my intent, is just get some of my costs back. But it's going kind of crazy, and people are coming back for more candles, and I made a couple deliveries myself. I feel like a UPS driver. But those guys must work hard, because just even going to the UPS store, dropping off stuff, picking stuff up. But I love it. I love packing the candles up and throwing a little extra tart in there, some personal notes, and sending those off, and then just waiting to hear back, like waiting to hear that somebody got their candle. Last night, I started what's called the Gourmand Collection. And the word gourmand, I wasn't even real familiar with. I'd heard it around the candle making community and some of the professional candle makers, which I am now one. But I consider these guys that have been doing it for quite some time professionally, like in the industry and in the marketing part of it, professionals, right? I've been doing it for a long time, but I haven't done it in marketing wise. I haven't done it as a business. But the Gourmand Collection, Gourmand is just a very over-the-top love of food and beverage and the aromas and the kitchen aromas and spices and sweet and zesty and the whole shebang. If it has to do with food or beverage and you're really into it, wine tasting, stuff like that, that's kind of a gourmand interest. But as far as I can understand, correct me if I'm wrong. But so I'm designing this collection around the gourmand. I've got, so last night I did the pineapple upside down cake. And if you remember a few videos back, I was just experimenting with fragrances and just general fragrances. And I kind of grouped the food ones together, the Cinnabons and the cinnamon and the pound cake and all the stuff. So I found a couple, and one wasn't really a gourmand fragrance, but it had these really fruity notes. And lo and behold, when I looked into the notes, it was fruity. It was cherries and clove and cinnamon. So and then I just paired it with another one or two other ones, vanilla and cinnabon, I think. I have to go look, but and then right when I smelled it, I've always been a fan of pineapple upside down cake. So right when I smelled it, I was like, boom, that smells just like pineapple upside down cake. My favorite. I know that smell. But it had some of these sophisticated, more complex tones behind it. It wasn't just like when you get these seasonal candles from big box stores, you can get the apple pie or the apple orchard or, you know, the sugar cookie or, you know, something like that, which there's nothing wrong with those. Those are great. But to me, a lot of them smell like a little bit synthetic and over the top with the sweetness and kind of hits you in the back of the throat, you know? So the one I made last night, it was perfect, spot on. So it was the pineapple upside down cake with these very sophisticated and more complex tones that go with it. You get right off the top, you've got the pineapple, of course. The pineapple and some coconut. You had some maple, and then through the middle, you immediately pick up on the tartness, but also the sweetness. I don't know how to explain that, of the maraschino cherries. It just smells juicy, and a little note of brown sugar, and then it finishes out on the bottom with that rum and that caramelized vanilla. The undertones that just are there the whole time and make it very smooth, and together it's very complex, and it doesn't come off as just over the top, in your face, another baking scent, you know, another grandma's kitchen. It's more complex than that. So I'm very proud of it. So that went on the website last night. The pineapple upside down cake, starting the Gourmand collection, and it's also very fitting for summer coming in too. So there'll be some more. That I have another one in the works, and that is cereal milk, and that one's really cool too. And I'll probably be messing with that one tonight. But so for now, I'm going to deliver these packages, and hopefully this makes everybody's shipping, anybody who's shipping from their small business, a little easier. How I do it right from home, and right from very inexpensive printers. These printers that I got were very inexpensive, and print your own tickets. And like I said, when I was starting this, I was going to the UPS store or USPS also, and no matter where I went, it was $18-20 a package. I think the least I paid for a small candle for shipping was $16, $16.50 or something. So this is making a huge difference, and it's going to feed back to my customers, the consumers, you know, because I can maybe ease up on some of my cost and my pricing, because I was going to go up my pricing to compensate me for all the shipping costs, because I was like, this is crazy. But now doing it from home, no worries. It's inexpensive, and now we're off to the shipping store. All right, just like that. So easy now. You just walk it in, drop it off. They hand you a receipt if you want one. If you don't want to wait around, you don't have to have one. As long as you have a picture of your barcode. So much easier now. So much easier. So now I am off to get the kids from school, get home, and we'll start working on another set of candles. All right, so I made it home. I had to take a shower, man. It's so hot out there. But when I got home, I had this. I already opened it. I couldn't wait. I've been waiting for a long time. And there's a twist to this whole thing, a crazy twist. But this is from Black Tie Barn. It's backwards, right? Sorry. I got to get a new camera, man. Anyway, so this is the Crystal de France, and I ordered this like 3 weeks ago, and it has nothing to do with my trip, but it does tie into it in a weird way. So on my trip, I went, the one night I was there, I was going to treat myself to, it was a very bad day, you know, so I was going to treat myself to a good steak dinner. So someone pointed me out to this resort, so I went to this resort, very nice. Right when I got there, I went to park, and there was nothing but these nice top end like supercars and stuff parked. It was roped off. I had to park on a different level. They were having some kind of event, and when I went into this mall area, and I'll tell you how this ties in. But I went into this mall area and they were having some gala event, because when I got out of the mall area, I walked into the foyer of where they have these conference rooms, and there were some very well-dressed, great smelling people. I pick up on the fragrance right away. The fragrance was, they all had the same vibe. The fragrance was the same, but it seemed like there was a feminine and a masculine form of the same kind of fragrance. I don't know if it's the hip thing that's in right now, or if it's just the notes to expensive perfumes and colognes. So anyways, but it all had the same vibe. It was this woodsy, I couldn't explain it, but it reminded me of my mom. She used to wear this very expensive perfume. And so this whole thing, I'll tell you how it ties into this, but that stuck with me, the fragrance. And then I didn't really realize it when I walked back through the mall coming the other way. This mall wasn't just a mall. It was a mall that you would like have in a dream, like if you won the lottery or something. So like a Forever 21 store. Picture you walk into a mall and it's like a Forever 21 store, but it wasn't Forever 21. It was a McLaren store. The window shopping things, instead of mannequins with clothes on, it was 5 McLarens in there. It was next to the Yves Saint Laurent. Yves Saint Laurent. I don't know. I don't know how to. Yves Saint Laurent store. A Chanel, a Fendi, Vincent, whatever. These were some high-end stores. Stuff, a place where I couldn't afford to shop, that's for sure. But it shared this fragrance, the fragrance that I love. I always talk about the opulence and the luxury and the wealth, and I love that smell. It makes me feel safe and secure, and I don't know, maybe it's an illusion, right? That when you're around a lot of money, you're safe and secure. It's absolutely an illusion, and I realize that. But it's nicer than the alternative, which is not having it. Anyways, so when I got home today, I had this waiting for me. And when I ordered this, this is the Crystal de France, and I ordered it because of the reviews. The twist is that this smells exactly like that mall. Exactly. And this is a dupe. It's a plate on a Baccarat Rouge 450, I think it's called. My mom used to wear it. Anyways, it stuff's like $200 an ounce. And it's got these very high-end notes. It's made with very high-end fragrances. And this is a dupe on it. And I'll tell you what, it reminds me of my mom, but this smells a little more masculine. But I'll tell you what, let's do a smell test right now. I smelled it out of the bottle. I didn't do a proper smell test yet, but we're gonna do it right now. Grab one of my little strips. I'm not gonna do a lot because this stuff is expensive, man. And, you know, I'm not cheap, but I'm cheap. All right, so right off the top, you get a jasmine and then some other floral fragrance that I don't know what it is, but it reminds me of like the little white flowers, like the orange blossoms and even the jasmine, the little white blossoming fragrance. I love those flowers. The big roses and the big blooming whatevers, I can't get into those real heavy floral fragrances. This is it's not musky, but it's spicy. I definitely get some amber and some woodsy notes. Like maybe an odd wood, but not that smoky. Maybe more like a cedar, a clean woodsy note. And the notes aren't on the bottle or the box. I have to look them up. I should have done my homework, but I was really excited when I opened this up, when I got home and this was here. So I'm gonna find something to pair this with. I don't want to do a dupe, right? I don't want to just pour this into a candle and do a dupe of it. I want to make my own. So I'm gonna find I want to mix this with a leather and a tobacco, I think, and really refine it to where it's perfect for me and special to me and unique to Dream Kettle. And I have leather, but it's leather and labdanum. Leather and labdanum. I have to learn how to say it. And I have a suede, and I have a tobacco, but it's a tobacco and out, so it's a little bit smoky, and I don't want to add any smoke to this at all. I want to keep this, it's very clean and very nice and very, very luxurious. And I'm going to make this into a candle. But I'm going to order some of the best leather fragrance that I can find, the cleanest. And then I'm going to test it. It's going to take a lot of testing. I'm going to do this candle right. And it's going to be the last batch I do with my apricot cream wax, because it's coming into summer and I have to start using what's called a Parasoy, and it's a food grade paraffin soy blend. It's got a higher melting point, because if I, in the summertime with this, there's no way my candles would survive. Go outside and they would melt. Be like a witch in the rain. It's just not gonna happen. So I'm gonna have to use that Parasoy blend, and I found the cleanest paraffin wax that I could find. I don't want to use a straight paraffin, so I'm gonna use that Parasoy, and we'll do some tests and I'll get it dialed in. And I hope that the shipping, my shipping debacle, helps your shipping debacle. And simply go to, I'm not making any money, I don't sponsor Pirate Ship in any way, but I will tell you it's simplified my life, literally split all my stress in half when it comes to my small business and shipping, because you just attach them. When I pulled up my Pirate Ship and it said to import my Shopify store, it imported not just my Shopify store, but that order. It popped up right there. All I had to do is hit print. I paid for it, and I paid a third of the cost what I do. I don't know if when you're going to ship your stuff, if you're not linked up with one of these yet, you're paying, you know, I guarantee you're paying $15-20 for shipping. It was killing me. I was doing it, but it was killing me. Not anymore. This was a third. Literally cost me, I think, $7. For the same thing I've been paying $18-20 to ship. So that being that, I will talk to you guys on the next video. We'll make these candles. Maybe I'll do a video on these candles. I think I'm gonna have to. So this is so special. Every candle I do is like, the next one is so special and more special than the last, but I guess that's called maturing. Anyways, I talk to you soon. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.